Here's a fact that should make everyone relax. For 2,000 years, every single generation was convinced they were the last one. The Romans, the Middle Ages, the year 1000, the year 2000.
And every single one of them was wrong.
Right. So, case closed?
Not quite. Because the book of Revelation doesn't just say the end is near, it describes specific conditions. And here's the uncomfortable part. A few of those conditions were physically impossible until our lifetime.
Okay. I'm listening.
You're listening to Candle and Seal. I'm Gray.
And I'm Miles. Every episode, we open one file the world forgot, or someone wanted forgotten. History, mysteries, and the stories nobody tells you.
Today's file number 1, The Last Days. What the book of Revelation actually says and what it doesn't.
Let's open it.
Let's start with what the text actually says. 1st century. The disciples asked Jesus directly, "What will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age?" It's in Matthew chapter 24.
And he gives them a list, right? Wars, famines, earthquakes.
He does. But almost nobody quotes the next line. He calls those things the beginning of birth pains and says, "The end is still to come." And later, "No one knows the day or the hour."
So when someone points at a war on the news and says, "See, it's the end times,"
they're doing exactly what the text says not to do. Wars have existed since the beginning of recorded history. Famine hit ancient Egypt. Earthquakes leveled Antioch in 526. If wars proved the end, the world would have ended 1,000 times already.
Okay, so you just debunked your own episode in 2 minutes.
No, I cleared the table. Because Revelation contains a different kind of sign. Not wars, not earthquakes, conditions that no first-century reader could even imagine.
Hold on. Before you get to the different signs, you said every generation was wrong. How wrong are we talking?
Spectacularly wrong. Around the year 1000, parts of Europe fell into panic. Some people abandoned their fields and gave away possessions, waiting for the millennium to end the world. The world kept going.
Awkward morning after.
It gets better. 1844. An American preacher named William Miller calculated the exact date of the return, October 22nd. Tens of thousands believed him. Some sold everything they owned.
And on October 23rd?
History literally named it the Great Disappointment. Thousands stood on hillsides all night, staring at the sky, and then quietly walked home.
We did the same thing with Y2K, didn't we? Planes falling, banks collapsing, computers ending civilization at midnight.
And in 2011, a raid host announcing Judgment Day, May 21st. When nothing happened, he moved the date, and was wrong again.
So the scoreboard is Doomsday Prediction 0, the calendar undefeated.
Exactly, and that's the point the text itself makes. Everyone who sets a date has been wrong, which is why what comes next matters. Because the real signs were never dates. They were capabilities. Revelation chapter 11 verse 18, God's judgment comes, quote, to destroy those who destroy the earth.
Wait, destroy the earth? With what? Swords?
That's the point. In the 1st century, humanity could burn a city, a forest, maybe, but destroying the earth itself, that capability did not exist. Until July 16th, 1945, in the New Mexico desert.
The first nuclear test.
Trinity. For the first time in history, those who destroy the earth stopped being poetry and became a job description. And then there's chapter 16, a plague where the sun scorches people with fire, rivers that turn, and this is the literal wording, like the blood of a dead man.
Dead man's blood. That's not red, is it?
No. It's dark, thick, coagulated. Now picture the most polluted rivers on the planet today.
Or it's just poetic imagery. First century apocalyptic literature was full of that.
completely fair, and scholars are split on exactly that question. But keep the pattern in mind. A first-century text describing scorching heat, dying waters, and a species capable of ending itself. Whatever it is, it's a strange thing to get.
All right, we can't do this episode without it. The number 666.
The most misunderstood number in history. People have pinned it on emperors, popes, presidents, and at least one professional wrestler.
So, what is it actually?
Start with where the mark goes, the forehead and the right hand. That detail isn't random. Observant Jews, then and now, bind small black boxes to their forehead and arm during prayer, tefillin. Inside are verses of God's law. You can watch it at the Western Wall today.
So God's law on the forehead and hand. And? The beast puts its mark on the forehead and hand.
It's a deliberate parody. The Antichrist isn't just an enemy. The Greek word anti means in place of. A counterfeit. Whatever law rules your mind, the forehead, and your actions, the hand. That's the actual symbolism.
And the number itself?
Revelation says, "Let the one who has understanding calculate the number." In Hebrew and Greek, letters doubled as numbers. Write Nero Caesar in Hebrew letters, add them up, you get 666.
No way!
And here's the detail that convinces the scholars. Some ancient manuscripts of Revelation read 616 instead of 666. The alternate spelling of Nero's name adds up to exactly 616. Both readings point to the same man, the emperor who burned Christians alive.
Fishedeglo is Chekawod not of me. So 666 was a coded name. Not a barcode, not a chip.
For the first readers, yes, but the text also projects forward, a future system where that counterfeit allegiance becomes economic. Revelation 13:17. No one can buy or sell unless he has the mark.
Okay, here's my problem. That was impossible in the first century too. Money was coins, untraceable. Nobody could switch off your ability to buy bread.
Correct. Total commercial control was science fiction for 19 centuries. Then, in about 2 decades, the world built exactly that infrastructure. Card networks, digital wallets. In Sweden, cash is nearly extinct. Over 100 countries are piloting central bank digital currencies, money that is programmable by design.
And this is where it starts sounding like a conspiracy theory.
Which is why I'll say precisely what I'm not saying. I'm not saying any of this is the mark. I'm not saying digital money is evil. I use it every day. I'm making a narrower observation. For the first time in history, the capability the text describes exists. A pandemic showed the whole world can move in sync. Global markets showed one crash in Tokyo can cost jobs in Ohio.
The pieces exist. Nobody's necessarily assembled them.
That's the honest version of this story.
So, the question in the title, are we living in the last days?
Here's my honest answer. Every generation saw signs, and every generation was wrong about the date. The text itself says the date can't be known. But ours is the first generation where the impossible parts, a species that can end itself, an economy that can exclude you with a keystroke, stopped being impossible.
And the actual message of Revelation, for the people who first read it?
Not fear, endurance. It was written to people being crushed by an empire, and it told them, stay loyal to what's true, even when the system demands otherwise. Whatever you believe about the future, that part never stopped being relevant.
The files stay open. If this one got you thinking, tell us in the comments where you land. A pervenderis one lit down to zentlia comments folks exerted these flips. And what mystery we should open next.
Next week, file number 2, the Antichrist. Who the first readers thought it was, and why almost everyone today gets it wrong.
Subscribe. That file is already open on our desk.
Until then, some things are only hidden until someone looks.